What do you do every day now?
The day life, I don't let no grass grow under my feet. I'm on the go all the time. And, I do things in the yard, I mow, and I do house cleaning, some of it, and anything that needs to be fixed, I try to fix it. And just live a good life. I've had a good life. I've had about everything I wanted, and probably some things I didn't need. Day to day, what we was doing all through the war, and I wasn't supposed to do it, but I did. Because if the Japs got a hold of that, they could have got a lot of information and we'd have been in trouble. So, that, and then I got book here it's got all the ships, battleships, cruisers, and destroyers and their numbers. And this book belonged to a friend of mine that was in the 1st Division. And he gave me the book, didn't have anything in it at the time, and then I started writing all this other stuff in it. The ships. It's getting so old, it's falling apart. We was always called the Lucky Robbie because there were 7 destroyers in a squadron, and we lost. One of them got sunk out of 7, and everyone got hit, but us. And that was really something that we were so lucky. God was with it. Of course, I gave my soul to God. And that's for 9 cats' lives. So I got 18 lives, and I've used 13 of them so far. I have 5 left. And it happened in the Philippines when we was under attack by suicide planes for 4 days and 4 nights without stopping. And I don't know how we ever stayed awake that long, you know. But that's the shrapnel that hit a plane, and then the shrapnel come down. That's what was firing out, an airplane. And I had shot down several of those Zeros, and the closest one probably was about 200 feet, came to over the ship on the side, and that old guy, he just kept looking back and forth like this, and when he got hit, he shot the whole tail off it, and it was just like he held it on the wingtips, and it just turned over like that and hit the water and exploded, because he was after the carrier that was ahead of us on the starboard side. And but I'm sure glad that I had my helmet on, because I wouldn't have been here today had it on. Okay.
Tell us about your wife.
My wife, Thelma?
When you got married and all the way through.
Thelma was a very, very lovely lady. And man, could have asked for a better wife. And I met her through a friend, Ed and Jeannie Mae. And before they were married, well, Thelma was a friend of Jeannie and I was a friend of Ed's. We grew up together, neighbors, when we were kids. And he was a Marine during the war. And so they tried to get us to go meet each other for over a year. We never did. So I had been in Kansas City on a Saturday to get some paper for a plane that Lee Cody bought, and I worked for Lee Cody, and I flew up there and came home and it's snowing. And I'm in an open cockpit airplane, and you can't see going forward, but you look down and you can see. And I got home and landed at Fraser Airport where I worked. Went to a restaurant, and there was Jeannie and Eddie and Thelma. I didn't know her at the time. And they hollered at me to come over and sit with them. So I sat down, and they introduced me to Thelma. And from that day on, we dated every day until we was married. And we got married on August the 16th, 1947. And she passed away on August the 9th, day after my birthday, in 2003. And she's been gone 9 years. Right now I'm repairing a model sailboat I used to sail out here where my cemetery is, in my lot, out there by the turnpike is where Thelma's buried. And I got a bench and everything out there on her grave. And I went out there every day for a whole year and read a scripture out of the Bible that belonged to her for each day of the year. I'd go out there and I'd sit on that bench and I'd read it a particular day. And but like I say, I build radio control planes, and when I get time I go fly them, but haven't done it this past year. Last time your dad and I went, we crashed one. Well, we found all the pieces and I got it all back together. It's ready to go again, but I haven't flown it since. Yeah, that was my fault. You make a mistake and boy, it's too late to save them. And I made a mistake. When I really got into it here, it was in the, probably in the early 50s. Started building radio controlled. And I got the radio controlled. The first one I built is above the ceiling downstairs. It's worth a lot of money. And so is the radio because it's old, you know, it's the old style. And single channel. And I'd hate to think how many dollars I got invested in these. Ballpark figure, probably close to $80,000. And I got a lot of parts in here too, new parts. A lot of money spent on it. Trying to think the word I want to say. Well, you don't get mad or anything. Patience. Gives you patience. If you don't have patience, you ain't going to build one of these. They just don't know how to fight a war these days. Too many very good people, women and men, got killed for no reason. It shouldn't have happened.